Here is another instant. Now this is problem 2, which is actually a 3-part problem. They're giving you an architectural design of a house. Now this house has got a roof. This is the roof with a 7-meter slanting there, which is also equal to AD, which means AB equals to AD. They are both 7 meters. That's a perpendicular line there between AC for AC. And then we've got 30 degrees stairway. This is the stairway case to the roof. Stairway to the roof. Now that stairway is 30 degrees inclined from the surface of the ground. And the distance between F and E is actually 10 meters. Now they request us to calculate the height of the vertical wall DE. Now looking at FEFD or EDF, the triangle, this becomes my opposite side to the 30-degree angle. And this becomes my hypotenuse, and this becomes my adjacent side to the 30-degree angle. So for me to find DE, I would have to then go back to my saw, which tells me that if I'm looking for an opposite side and I'm given an adjacent side, that means I need to use my tan function. So that means tan 30 degrees will be equals to the opposite side, which is DE, over the adjacent side, which is EF. And that, by substitution, DE over EF being 10 meters. Now, this actually says 10 30 degrees is equal to DE over 10 meters. By cross multiplication and making DE subject with the formula, DE will be equals to 10 meters, 10 30 degrees. Therefore, DE equals to, punch that into the calculator, that's 10 30 degrees, and that will give us 5.8. That's going to be 5.8 meters. Pardon me, I'm saying meters and I'm writing degrees. So DE is going to be 5.8 meters in length. And then the second part says calculate the size of theta, which in essence is the angle of elevation of the top of the roof. The angle of elevation of the top of the roof. And thus is theta. Let me write it here, which means the angle of elevation, that's theta. So they're looking for that. Now, having calculated, for us to calculate this, we're going to need at least a second parameter. Now, let me erase this and then make this B. Good. Now, for us to calculate theta, let me just write it like that. We need at least 2 parameters, remember. And this is 10 meters all the way here. And these 2 sides are equal, which means there's congruency in these 2 triangles, because they also share a side here and they also have equal sides on that angle, and this is perpendicular to that one, obviously meaning this side will be equal to that side. Remember the law of perpendicular line and equal opposite sides. Now, this is going to be 5 meters, and that's going to be 5 meters, because that would be at the center, obviously. Now, we've got now the adjacent side. We've got now the adjacent side to theta. We've got the hypotenuse side to theta, and we've got the opposite side to theta. So what do? We simply say the angle is between the adjacent and the hypotenuse. That means we're going to be using our cos function. So cos theta will be equals to what? It's adjacent over hypotenuse. That's going to be BC over AB. And BC being 5 meters over AB being 7 meters. And then that means cos theta is equals to 5 meters over 7 meters. Theta will be equals to the arc cos of 5 over 7. We've just eliminated those meters. And therefore, theta will be equals to, you punch that into your calculator, that's going to be arc cos of 5 over 7, giving us 44.4 degrees. That's your theta. That's 44.4 degrees. And remember, now we're going to calculate the length of AC. The length of AC, that would be question number C. That is question number C of the same question. They say calculate the length of AC. Now AC is the opposite side in this triangle, of which we already know that this is 5 meters, that's 7 meters. Like I always say, don't complicate things. Don't use that angle that you just calculated, which has got a rounded off figure, because it's going to bring in a percentage of error. Rather use these whole numbers, and therefore that would mean my AB squared is equals to my BC squared plus my AC squared, and this is because of Pythagoras. In brackets, therefore, because I'm looking for AC, then AC squared will be equals to AB squared minus BC squared, and this is going to be AC equals to square root of what is AB. AB is 7 times 7, that's 49, minus BC is 5 times 5, that's 25. And therefore AC will be equals to the square root of 25. It's going to be a square root of 24, and therefore AC is equals to square root of 24, giving us 4.9 meters. That will be 4.9 meters for AC. Remember, they said rounded off to 1 decimal place. Well, that's the application of trigonometric ratios and obviously Pythagoras theorem in this particular case.